Good morning. This class we are going to see about kinds of quadrilaterals. So, based upon the sides, nature of the sides and angles, the quadrilateral can be classified as trapezium, kite and parallelogram. First we will start with the trapezium. Trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. First we will learn what is meant by parallel. So, parallel, let me differentiate what is parallel and what is not parallel or non-parallel. Okay, consider any two lines. If these two lines are said to be parallel, these two lines should not meet each other. Okay, even if you extend the line like this, these are the two lines, these two lines are not meeting each other. So, these two lines are said to be in parallel. Consider here, I am drawing a line like this, another drawing a line like this. Okay, even though within this these two lines are not meeting each other, if I extend this line, if I going on extend this line, I can see at one point they will meet each other. Okay, so these two lines are not parallel. So I can draw like this also. These two lines from here to here, it is not meeting each other. If you extend the line, you can see at some point these two lines will meet each other. So these two lines are not parallel. So when the two lines are said to be in parallel, they should not meet each other even if you extend the line on both the sides. The parallel lines can also be like this also. It can be lie in any angle. Okay, all these lines are said to be in parallel. Okay, now we will come to this. Trapezium is a quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? Means a polygon which have four sides. So trapezium will have four sides with a pair of parallel sides. Out of the four sides, there will be a one pair of parallel sides. So it should look like there is a parallel side. So these two lines are parallel. Okay. Another one thing, the two lines have to be in parallel, they need not be of equal length also. Okay, these two lines are parallel. So the parallel is denoted by using this symbol. If I draw a arrow mark like this, which means these two lines are in parallel. Now I am joining this. These two lines are not parallel because if you extend this line, they will meet at some point. Okay, only these two lines are parallel. This is an example for a trapezium. There should be only out of this four sides, there should be only one pair of parallel sides. Let me draw another example for a trapezium. I am drawing a parallel side. Okay, these two lines are parallel. So I am joining line like this. This is an example for trapezium. One more example. You can see here these two lines are parallel. Okay, the sides need not be of equal. Another example is, okay, here these both sides are parallel and these are not parallel. So for a trapezium, one side should be parallel, another side should not be parallel. Okay, you have to check this for a trapezium. The next is kite. Kite is a quadrilateral with two distinct consecutive pair of sides of equal length. So again it is a quadrilateral, which means it should have four sides. Here they have mentioned as two distinct consecutive pair of sides of equal length. What does it mean is, if you take like this, okay, A, B, C, D. So AB should be equal to AD. This pair should be equal, should be of equal length. AB should be equal to AD, that is consecutive pair. What is consecutive pair? Means nearby, they should touch each other at this point. Okay, so AB should be equal to AD and BC should be equal to CD. Okay, then it is called as a kite. So AB should be equal to AD and BC should be equal to CD. Opposite sides are parallel. We know that what is parallel. So let me draw some example. So this is a quadrilateral with four sides and A, BCD. Okay, opposite sides are parallel. So AB is parallel to CD. This symbol is called as parallel. This symbol parallel. Okay, this means AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. Okay, so in a quadrilateral, if the opposite sides are parallel, then it is called as parallelogram. There may be many examples of parallelogram. So here you can see A, B, C, D. Here these two lines are parallel and these two lines are also parallel. Okay, these are examples of parallelogram. It may also like this also, it may look like this also. A, B, C, D, which means these two lines are parallel and these two lines are parallel. If the opposite sides are parallel, then it is called as parallelogram. Next thing we are going to say is elements of a parallelogram. What are the elements in a parallelogram? Consider a parallelogram A, B, C, D. Here these two sides are parallel and these two sides are parallel. So opposite sides are parallel. What is called as opposite sides? So AB and DC are opposite. AB and DC. This is one pair of opposite side. Another pair is AD and BC. This is another pair of opposite side. Okay. What is opposite angles? Angle is angle A. Suppose here this angle, which is angle A and angle C. These two angles are opposite. Okay. Similarly, angle B. This angle B and this angle D. Angle B and angle D are of opposite side, opposite angles. Then what is adjacent side? Adjacent means nearby. So AD and DC are adjacent. Okay, this AD and DC are nearby sides. Similarly, this BC and this CD. Either you can write CD or DC. Okay, these two sides, this side and this side are adjacent. Similarly, this side and this side are adjacent side. Similarly, AB and BC are adjacent. AB is here and BC is here, adjacent. And AD and AB are adjacent. So totally there are 4 pairs of adjacent sides over here. Okay. Next is adjacent angles. So what are adjacent angles? You have to write the nearby angles. Okay. If you see here, A and D are nearby angles. Okay, A and D. The next is D and C. Next pair is C and B. The last one is B and A. So whichever are nearby, they are called as adjacent angles. The next thing is properties of a parallelogram. Totally there are 4 properties. Here first we will start proving 2 out of that. The opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length, that is the first property. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. First let me draw a parallelogram ABCD. You can see here the first thing is the opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. So in a parallelogram, here you have to prove AB is equal to DC. Okay, then AD is equal to BC. This is we have to prove. Now you can see a parallelogram here which I marked as A, B, C and D. Okay, in both sides I have marked A, B, C and D. Okay, now you can see here, if I try to fold through the center like this, you can see the 2 sides are not overlapping each other. Okay, from this you cannot say that these 2 triangles are congruent or not. For that, what I am going to do is, I am going to draw a line here and cut into 2 pieces. Okay, I am going to draw a line here and cut into 2 pieces. Now we can see this ABCD is a parallelogram. Through this center I have cut into 2 pieces. Okay, now we can see there are 2 triangles here. ABD is a triangle and BCD is a triangle. You can see this is a triangle and this is a triangle. Okay, if I match like this, exactly like this, they are not overlapping each other. This is not overlap. So you can't say these 2 triangles are incongruent. So what you have to do is, this is the one side of the triangle which is A, B and D. Okay, here it is B and here it is D. Here it is B and here it is D. If I do like this, it is not overlapping on each other. For that, what I am going to do is, I am going to turn it back and move upside down so that I can overlap it on each other. Okay, now we can see the two triangles overlap exactly on each other. So I can say these two triangles are congruent to each other. So what I matched is, so A is matched with C and D is matched with B, and here C is matched with B. Okay, the same thing you are going to write down now. Now you can see here ABCD is a parallelogram. Similar to this, you can see ABCD is a parallelogram. Now here I have cut into two triangles. One is BAD, which is here. Okay, BAD is here. Another triangle is BCD. BCD is there. Okay, I cut into two triangles. Now I am going to keep this triangle BCD as it is, which is B, C and D. Okay, this triangle is going to be as it is, B, C and D. This triangle which is ABD, I am going to change such that A will come this side and D will go to the top. So I should flip like this and bring like this. Okay, so this is DAB and this is BCD. If you match like this, the two triangles will exactly match on each other. So I can say these two triangles are congruent. Okay, now you can see here, you know what is called alternate angles. Okay, what is alternate angle is, if there is a Z like this, then A and B are alternate angles. Similarly, if you see from here, you can see a Z here. From this, angle 4 is equal to angle 1, angle 2 is equal to angle 3. That I have written it here. Angle 4 is equal to angle 1, angle 3 is equal to angle 2. Okay, now you can see this BD is common, which means BD is the center line through which we cut the parallelogram. So BD is common. Then angle 4 equal to angle 1. Where is angle 4? This angle 4 is equal to angle 1. And angle 3 is equal to angle 2. Angle 3 is equal to angle 2. From this 2, we can write angle, first is, I can write angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Okay, that is the first case I can write. Second thing what I can write is BD and DB both are same. So I can write BD is common. Okay, third what I can write, this is angle, side and angle. Angle 4 is equal to angle 1. These three cases I can write from these two triangles. What does it mean? This is angle and this is side and this is angle. Okay, so I can write by, in 7th standard you studied what is ASA criteria. So by ASA criterion, that is angle, side, angle. In a two triangles, if the angle, side, angle are same, then we can say this triangle DAB. DAB is congruent to triangle BCD. Okay, which means these two triangles exactly overlap on each other. So by that we can say this AD is equal to this CB. Okay, and then this BA is equal to this DC. So what is this AD and CB? Here it is AD and CB. These are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. They are equal. Another thing is BA and DC. Whereas BA is here, DC is here. These both lengths are equal. So these two opposite sides are equal and these opposite sides are equal. That is the first thing we want to prove. That we have proved. Next thing we have to prove is opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, the same thing. What mean by opposite angles means angle D is equal to angle B and angle A is equal to angle C. These are opposite angles. That we have to prove. Already we know that angle 1 equal to angle 4 because it is like this. If you take this Z shape and this is angle 1 and this is angle 4. These are alternate angles. So angle 1 is equal to angle 4. Similarly, angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Now I am adding angle 1 plus angle 2. Okay, angle 1 plus angle 2 can be written as angle 4 plus angle 3. What is angle 1 plus angle 2? This total angle from here to here is angle D, that is equal to angle B. Okay. Similarly, if you cut a line like this and we can prove the same thing, that will come to angle A equal to angle C. Okay, now we have learned two important property of a parallelogram. First thing is opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal, and the second thing is opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Next property we are going to prove is the adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. Okay, first let me see what are adjacent angles. Take a parallelogram A, B, C, D. What are adjacent angles? A and B are adjacent angles. B, C are adjacent, C and D are adjacent angles, D and A are adjacent angles. So what are supplementary is, when you are adding these angles, it should give 180. So angle A plus angle B, 180, angle B plus angle C should give 180, angle C plus angle D 180, angle D plus angle A give 180. This is we have to prove now. Just now we studied that opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal, which means angle D is equal to angle B, angle A is equal to angle C. Because of the property, opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. Now in 7th standard you studied, if there are two parallel lines and if another line is going like this, okay, we can see this line is transversal to these lines. Let me mark it as M. M is transversal to these two lines. Now you can see here this angle and this angle are called corresponding angles, and these two angles are equal. Let me name it as X and let me name it as Y. Okay, if there are two parallel lines and there is another line which is transversal to these two lines, then angle X equal to angle Y. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. Okay. The same thing we are going to apply it here. Now you can see here the same thing I can draw. A line is here. Consider these two are parallel lines and I am drawing two transversal like this. Okay. Now I am marking this as A, B, C and D. Okay. This A, B, C, D is a parallelogram now. Now we know that these two angles are equal. Angle D, this angle and this angle are equal. Why? Because they are in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. Let me name it as some X. This is equal to X. Okay. So another thing we know that this corresponding angles. So for this the corresponding angle will come here. This is also X. Okay. So what I am saying is angle D is equal to angle B. Why? Because they are opposite angles in a parallelogram. So angle B, this angle is equal to here, this lower part. Why? Because they are the corresponding angles. Okay. Now you can see what is this angle C here, this side. Okay, if you see from here, this is angle C. What is this? If you consider this is a straight line, and there is another line like this, this part is X. Okay, then what is this remaining part? Out of this straight line, this is X. The remaining is 180 minus X. Okay, so this angle is 180 minus X, 180 degree minus X. Now I am going to add what is angle C plus angle D. Angle C plus angle D. Okay, now angle C is 180 minus X. 180 minus X plus what is angle D? Angle D is X. So this X and this X get cancelled. This is 180. Okay, so angle C, see from here if you see angle C and angle D, if you add this angle C and angle D together, you will get 180 degree. Similarly, you can prove the remaining also. So what you have proved now is the adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. The last property is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Okay, first let me learn what is mean by the word bisect. Bisect is cut into two equal pieces. Consider I am having a line like this. Okay, I want to bisect this line. What does it mean is I have to draw another line such that that line cuts this line into two equal pieces. Suppose this is a center point. So I am cutting another line. Okay, this is bisecting this line. This line need not be a straight, need not go like this. It can go at any angle like this. Okay, this is called bisecting. Okay, which means this part is equal to this part and this part is equal to this part. This is called bisecting. Say cut the line into two equal pieces, then it's called as bisecting the line. Here what they are saying is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Let me draw a parallelogram first. So A, B, C, D. Okay, what is diagonal is? This is one diagonal. This is another diagonal. Okay, this is another diagonal. So let me name it as O. Okay, what does it mean is this line is cutting this, making this line into two equal pieces. What does it mean? OD is equal to this OB. Okay, similarly OA equal to OC. This is what we have to prove. This means the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Okay, so we have to prove that this OD is equal to this OB and this OA is equal to this OC. Now how to prove this? Already we know something what is called as alternate angles. From that alternate angles we can say what are equal here. First let me take this. Let me name it as 1 and this name it as 2. Okay, so this is a Z shape. So this angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Angle 1 equal to angle 2. Similarly, if you take this Z, you can see this is angle 3 and this is angle 4. If you take this Z curve, angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Okay, why this? Because they are alternate angles. Okay, now I am going to take this triangle alone. What is that? A, B and this O. This top A, B, O, this top triangle alone. Okay, A, B and O. So this is angle 4 and this is angle 2. Okay, so another one more triangle is here, ODC. Let me draw it here. This is O, this is D and this is C. This is angle 1 and this is angle 3. Okay, the same thing I have just split it and draw. This is ABO. ABO is a triangle and ODC. ODC is another triangle. Now I know what I know is angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Angle 1 is here, angle 2 is here. Angle 4 is equal to angle 3. Okay, now I am going to keep this first triangle as it is. I am going to flip this triangle such that C will move to here. This I am going to draw like this. I am going to flip such that C will come here. Okay, so angle 4 is equal to angle 3. So 3 will come here and angle 2 is equal to angle 1. This is angle 1. So D will come here and this is O. Okay. Angle 4 equal to angle 3. Angle 4 is angle 3. Angle 2 is equal to angle 1. Angle 2 is equal to angle 1. And this is O and this is O, the same point. So now if we compare these two triangles, the first thing we can say here is angle BAO. BAO, that is whatever it is angle 4, BAO, that angle is equal to DCO, angle DCO. okay, which means angle 4 you can write as BAO, or else you can write OAB, whichever, either you can write like this or you can write like this. The second case is, we know that AB is equal to CD. AB equal to CD. Why? Because in a parallelogram, AB and CD are the, here it is AB. You see here, AB is here, CD is here. This is opposite sides. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So, AB should be equal to CD. The third case is this angle 2. What is that angle 2? ABO. ABO. Okay, the center one is the angle. Okay, ABO is equal to angle CDO. CDO. Okay, this is angle, side, angle. You know that by angle ASA criteria, so I can write by ASA, what I can write, triangle ABO is congruent to triangle CDO. Okay, if you go clockwise here, the same clockwise you should go here. If I write ABO, you should write CDO. If I write AOB, you should write COD. In the same way you have to write. Okay, so ABO is congruent to CDO, which means the two triangles exactly overlaps on each other, which means that here this OA is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. This is what we want to prove. Okay, which means here this OA equal to OC and this OB equal to OD. So, just now we have proved that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. From next class we will start solving exercise 3.3. Thank you.